Hi there, thanks for clicking on my video. My name's Genesis. I go by Sega Octopus online, and today I'm painting a scene from my favorite video game, Earthbound. And this scene is actually the final boss in the game, so if you haven't played this game, please go play it before you watch my video. Or if you don't care about trailers, that's cool too. But this game is definitely my favorite for a reason. It's a game that has a lot of hype behind it, but it's probably one of the only games that I would say it lives up to the hype. It has greatly inspired me not only, to paint this little scene, but I'll talk to anyone who likes video games about it. It's just a really great put together story, and all the characters are, made with love for sure. So, to give you a little summary about Earthbound and its little story, you start as the character Ness there with the baseball cap, and he is the chosen one to defeat the evil Gigas there that you see all the swirlies behind everyone there. And Ness is a good boy. He is, I don't know, he gives me the impression he's all American boy, likes his baseball, likes to play with his dog, and he loves his family. He calls his dad because you have to call your dad to save all the time. And throughout the journey, which is a really hard journey, by the way, this game is pretty challenging. It always keeps you on your toes from the very beginning. You go to like a little arcade, and I remember so many times just trying to get through that little part because I kept getting like overwhelmed by many characters that would just jump me and then kill me. So, Earthbound is definitely a humbling experience. Anytime I felt confident in the game, it always threw a curveball at me, whether if it was mushrooms that make your characters go against you or exploding trees. Just it throws so many things at you that you don't expect. Well, anyway, you start as Nez, and he probably has a little more personality than other characters that I played that don't talk. You get to kind of see, he likes yo-yos and like you buy hot dogs and hamburgers. He's just a all-around good American boy. And I just really like that kind of idea of him. So, and later in the game, you acquire Paula, which is the girl there. She communicates through psychic abilities, and that's how Ness finds her and saves her because she was kidnapped. And she has a lot of empathy. A lot of people from her school love her, and you know, she's just like your really hardworking, good, honest mom figure, I would say. Uh, and she really has the potential that unlocks the way to defeat Gygas for sure. But I'll talk about that a little later. My next favorite character, well, he's actually probably my favorite character, Jeff. He's the guy with the glasses there. He is the nerdy, like, thief character, and you get to use all these explosives with him. He doesn't have any psychic powers, or per se is very strong, but like his bottle rockets that he uses are really powerful. And you acquire them in weird ways. You have to like talk to a guy behind the shop, and it makes you feel like you're just buying illegal drugs or something. But you're buying illegal ammunition, I guess. And he's just really a really like quiet character that just seems very serious, and I really like that. And the last but not least character is Pooh. As you guessed, uh, he's greatly influenced by like I would say Buddhist monks, and he comes basically from a place that is in the sky, literally. And at this part in the game, I think when you acquire Pooh, the game really tests you, and I think I failed all those tests. So when you acquire Pooh, you go to the place in the sky, and he has to do one final test and meditate. And when you begin meditating, your master bothers you and tells you this isn't what you're supposed to do. But obviously, you're supposed to keep meditating. But I fell into the trap, and many times it was like, what am I supposed to do? Well, you have to keep meditating. And as he's meditating, it goes into a little scene where your ancestor asks you if they can like cut your arms, cut your ears, and slowly, as he asks you to cut your ears, the audio cuts off, and like finally he asks you to give up your mind. And it's just a really creepy little part in the game that kind of made me realize what the whole kind of game was about. And I think it really, for, I don't know, my experience with it, I think it really points out how, how our ego really like is influential in our minds. And a lot of the times we have to kind of sacrifice what we think we are in order to reach a certain type of, or in this case, enlightenment in the game. Because Ness also goes through a sort of enlightenment where he has to face his biggest nightmare, and it's kind of described as himself, and he kind of has to let go of things in order for him to get the potential to beat this evil Gygus. So throughout the journey, you see themes of Ness returning to memories of his past and just getting a sense of like clarity through that. It's almost like the game is telling you you're looking for resolution within it, not only as Ness, but also as like yourself, because the game also asks you to put your name in it. So towards the end of the game, it starts telling you like, oh, you've come so far in the game, and not only has it been Ness, it's also been you. And at the very end, when you fight Gigas in this great battle scene here, all the characters are asked to, put everything on the line. They basically are told that they have to get their bodies taken away and put into these little robots in order to go to the past to defeat this evil. So they don't even know if they're going to live after that. And you go there, and then you find out that everything you have, or, as a normal RPG would test you with everything you have learned throughout the game. And none of it works. None of it works against the final boss here. So you're at a loss. You don't know what to do. And the last thing that you can do is pray, which is Paula's one of Paula's little like options that she has. So I mean, asking for that in the very end of like the final boss, you're just like, whoa, what do I do? I don't know, I did suit a little panic mode, but when I saw the ending of it all and she was asking for help with all the people in the game, and it went through a little montage of them hearing her and like them responding and slowly killing Gigas, it really gives you a sense of relief and awe almost, because no other game really delivers in that way. It really puts a new perspective on like how video games can tell a story and don't often have to have all these crazy mechanics. They can, just tell a story and be wonderful, and you kind of love it just the way it is. And, that's Earthbound for me. That's my fairy game. Thanks for listening.